What's up guys, and welcome back to Ben's Big Drive. Now this is episode 2 of backhand rehab with Lucas, our resident lefty. Now where we left it off in the last video is that once you fix this high reach back problem and you get to full extension, you're gonna find that there's something that you need to change so that you can get from full extension, power it, and use your body to power that throwing arm to go forward. But the second problem that I noticed with Lucas's form is the open box. And so what do I mean by this? A good way to understand this concept of the box here, and again, this is gonna be so weird to do lefty, but the box here that you're creating with the back side of your body closing off is this right-ish angle right here, and then the back side of your body closing off this box. So if you want a good way to think about this, go to Overthrow Disc Golf's channel. I'll link it in the description. They have an awesome drill called the box drill that will help you understand what this means. But the question is, how do we power this arm at full extension without tightening it up and without pulling? To get around, we have to close the box. And so what do I mean with this? Can you get into your, do your little shindig, do your little thing, and then get into that reach back position. So here is where we're about to get into the box position, right? So then go through and then stop at kind of a right angle.
Like do what I normally do?
Yeah, so get into that right angle. Right, so here is the box position, or where the box position should be. So this is what I call an open box. This shoulder angle is open backwards to the target. So think of a box. I brought a whole box for this example. So this isn't a box like this, it's a box like this. The opening is towards the backside, and think of it this way. So the box sits out in front of you, and this is the flap that we're concerned with, right? So this flap is open, right? And so the disc, this flap, which would be his throwing arm, get into your, so this right here, the box is open. So think of this as his chest. This is his throwing arm. His throwing arm is here, which is good, but the back flap is open. So the angle of your shoulders needs to be parallel here. So you don't need to change this angle, but we want to bring that back shoulder in. Dude, that is a closed box position right here. So what happens if you throw with an open box? Basically, the only way to get the disc past the power pocket and through and past, if the box is open, is by pulling. Because this whole backside of your body is not engaged. This pulling motion rips the disc past the power pocket and past the box and throws only using the power of your arm. So now let's get back into the same position and let's close the box. So we've taken this backside of the box and closed it in. Imagine out in front of you, this box and this side is now closed. Feel the tension that this creates in your arm. Your arm is already ready to jump through when you continue to rotate you would rotate your back foot and your hips. Yeah. So that's a closed box position. So this is an open box. You have to use your arm to get it through. This is sitting here loose and ready. The box closes off and powers that disc through. So we want to go from an open box position to a closed box position. Now, how do we make this happen? So the first thing is we have to give room for this box to close. This box is not inside of your chest, it's outside of your chest in front of you. So if your disc, hold it.
Here you go.
Just dropped it, hold it. So if you're holding this disc into here, this box is facing backwards. So the box door is flapped open this way. So that's not a position to where the box can be in front of you facing your line. This is a position rather to where if you're giving that box space to be out in front of your chest where we want everything to happen, boom, the box lives right here. So first of all, you need to take your reach back from tight to your body. This is a bad reach back. You've collapsed the shoulder. This 90-degree angle to where that box can fit in between is exactly what we're looking for. So you have to give yourself space to open the box, to have the box in front of you. And then secondly, you have to keep your throwing arm loose. So say you get into this box position and your throwing arm is super tight right here, or you're pulling will ruin all of this. But if your arm is super tight, the moment you go to close this box, it's gonna push it forward just because those muscles are interconnected. And the tighter they are, the quicker that tension is going to influence the movement of your throwing arm, and you're gonna outrun your body again, and you're not gonna get that power. Now, when the power comes is when your body is loose, say you're maintaining this joint right here, your body is loose, that tension is building and building and building until wham, it releases in that snap. So the second key is to keep your throwing arm loose. And then thirdly, you have to actually close the door of the box. It doesn't happen automatically. Shocker. So when you enter the box position, so this motion of tucking the left arm helps you get rotational speed, but what it really does is it closes that box door. So say the box is left open, the only way you can get through is by pushing. But once you close that box with your left arm, your right arm for lefties and your left arm for righties, and rotate that hip, that all closes the box door, and this is a very powerful position. So think of the box door as something that is controlled by your off arm all the way down through your back hip, so that for righties, I'll switch spots with you, so that for righties, we're taking our left arm and we're slamming that box door shut. So we're using this arm to close the other side of the box. This side is closed, it's closed, open, and slammed shut. So we're taking that back hip, pushing off while we use our left arm, and that slams the box shut, creates all of this tension right here that turns into, that was close, that turns into pow. So if you give the box space in front of your chest, you keep that throwing arm loose to where it actually shuts the door on this side, and then you power with your backside to close that box, you'll have a box here that is full of power and tension to go through. Now the last thing, and what we'll cover in tomorrow's video, is what does it look like at release and how can I know if I'm releasing it correctly?
Guess we'll find out.
Guess we'll find out. Stay tuned for vid number 3 and backhand rehab.